Hey sailors, it's Kevin and Frank from Cruising with Wheels.
Today's video, the top 10 bad cruise habits to break. You silly.
So yeah, that was kind of funny. I don't know why it made me want to pick my nose when you were talking about bad habits.
That's usually what the big bad habit
we're just kidding, of course.
Is, but
of course that might make our list for little kids.
Yeah,
right?
kids always have their fingers in their noses.
Why were they mining for gold?
I don't know.
Anyways, we're gonna start out with probably the biggest habit that everybody should break, whether they're on a cruise or at home.
That's right.
And that is not washing your hands.
Yes, that's the biggest and worst bad habit is not washing your hands. Because what happens if you don't a lot of times?
Well, you're going to get sick.
Yeah.
You're going to get the neurovirus. You're going to spread your germs around.
Cooties.
And, there's no need for it.
No.
Just wash your hands, for God's sake.
How many times you've been in and out of the men's room and people in there are just doing their business and walking out and not washing your hands and going to the buffet or whatever. So, yeah, you've got to wash your hands constantly when you're on a cruise ship.
Now, the next bad habit that I want you to break, because this is a huge pet peeve of mine, is leaving your trash in the hallways, stairways, and elevators. Now, not only is it unsightly to see and creates some stinky odors, but it makes it difficult for a person in a wheelchair to get around if your crap is in the hallway or in the elevator.
I mean, I don't understand people. You're not at home. You're on a ship with thousands of people, and we see people and they're just dropping their trash, their cups, their plates in an elevator, or they're like, oh, no, this is, and they're just like, and so now all of us are now on this beautiful cruise ship and all we see is trash. Trash, trash, trash. Now, the staff works hard. They really do. And they're not
but
your
you can't
servants or your slaves
right.
to be picking up after you like you're a 5-year-old child.
Now, the next on our list is overeating and drinking. Now, let's face it. We're all going on a cruise for the food or for the booze?
We're going to overindulge. Right? Of course, everyone pretty much, I think, overindulges.
Right.
But then...
I know I do.
But there's a kind of a red line.
Fine line that some of us step over.
Overeating, which is, the 5 plates of food piled this high that you only take 2 bites of. Or, in the case of, I'll use Sorry David, my brother-in-law, used to at Thanksgiving time. David would eat so much at Thanksgiving time. My sister would tell me, oh, David ate so much he couldn't wait to throw up.
Oh, that's just gross.
Crazy. I mean, I know you like the food, but let's not make ourselves sick.
Now, as far as drinking, have yourself a grand time. But don't get so sloppy drunk that your mama would be ashamed.
That's right.
Okay? So when you're indulging, try to think of your mother sitting next to you. And if she would slap you for it, don't get that drunk.
Nobody likes a falling down, disgusting drunk.
Now, the next is touching the food at the buffet or anywhere. Place, really. And then not taking it.
Right. Don't touch the food if you're not going to take it and eat it.
Right.
And that's unfortunately a lot what we see with kids who are allowed to run on their own through a buffet. We've watched them. They're on the buffet line and they're just grabbing that bun. No, I don't want that. And they're putting it back and we're like, oh my God, they're contaminating everything.
If you've touched it and you don't want it, then take it with you and throw it away.
Right.
Or leave it on a plate. On the table, right?
Right.
That's what I was going to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because we say, and then not taking it, and people are probably going to perceive that they have to eat it. And
you don't have to eat anything you don't want to.
You don't have to eat anything you don't want. But if your little paws touched it,
Right.
then you should be taking it with
Right.
you and either discarding it or eating
Right.
it.
And that's what happens with unsupervised children or adults who just have no common sense.
And that brings us to our next on the list, which
Hey.
is letting your kids just run wild and crazy and roughshod all over the ship.
Whether they're playing on the elevators, playing Titanic on the elevators, tying them up so people can't access them, or in the ship's stores, harassing the staff and the salespeople by being little monsters.
It doesn't matter what the situation is.
Yeah.
You need to have some clear and concise ground rules with your children before you board a cruise ship.
That's
in
right.
my opinion, and in the cruise line's opinion.
Yeah, because that's
They
not
could be locked up in kiddie jail.
that's not going to fly if your children are impeding the cruise experience of other passengers.
Now, next on our list is a big no. That's a habit that should be broken by everybody
That's right.
within earshot of
And
us.
that would mean a no.
And that is saving lounge chairs at the pool.
Oh, don't
now,
do it.
Now we did a video recently and we had mentioned this as a big don't. And frankly, it made our list because we feel that it's become a habit of
Right.
many people. And what was the comments we were getting?
Well, I specifically want to tell a story because we just heard from our good friends Dan and Greg.
yes, that's what I was speaking
from
to.
Florida, and Dan and Greg shot us some correspondence because they just got off the NCL Jade. They were in the
Oh,
villa.
they were in the Garden
They
Villa.
were in
If
the-
you want to see what that
Yeah.
villa is, link
Link
above. We did a tour. We were on
Yes.
the Jade, and when were we on the Jade?
For my
2017?
birthday in 2017. And they were in the same villa, 10 of them, the whole family, and they had an awesome time. But Dan was saying how his dad was every morning he would go up to the private villa sun deck, right? And he would watch all the passengers come out to the pool and start staking out their lounge chairs by putting all their personal stuff. And he would watch the cruise staff watching them and kind of timing them. And,
Yes.
and then when they didn't come, the staff, the crew would go over and take their stuff and free up those chairs. So
Yep.
you can't save them.
This is a big thing that the cruise lines have really started to attack and deal with,
Right.
which I think is great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I know that we were on a cruise, another story, we were on a cruise that I think it was on Carnival, and the two women would go out they kept going earlier and earlier and earlier to save their chairs,
Yeah.
and a lady got pissed. And this was before they really were starting to enforce the
Yeah.
rules. And so the lady took all her stuff, took all those ladies' stuff and took off with it.
Right.
Because she wasn't having that
That's
anymore.
right. So she put her foot down and had a little chuckle, and Dan's dad up on the sun deck was his favorite morning pastime to watch.
Now our next habit to break on the list is smoking on your balcony.
Oh, that's a major no-no.
It's a big, big no-no. Fire is the worst thing for a cruise ship or any vessel
The
at sea.
worst fear.
And when you smoke on your balcony, the ashes could go, little embers could go and start a fire, or you could be irritating the person on this side, that side, this way, or that way.
You can't be flicking your ashes, tossing your butts. You're going to get blowback. Mm-hmm. And that's
Designated areas
Yes.
only, people.
That's right. They're different on every ship. If that you need to be smoking, then you need to find out on your cruise line, on your ship, if there is a designated area somewhere.
Now I know the next on our list is near and dear to Frank's heart, and that happens to be y'all need to stop overspending on the ship and
my
in
God.
port. Remember, the more money you save on your cruise means the more cruises you can take.
I know. Now, you all know how cheap I am. Because, when I'm looking at watches on a cruise ship, I am not looking for those $900 watches, James Ellis. You know me. I'm not. You know, James, that I am looking for the 1999 watches. I would cut off my arm first before I'd spend that kind of money. But you know what?
What?
I just want to say that if other people want to spend that kind of money, you go to it. And you spend it because you want it, because it makes you feel good,
Well,
and that's
and we've
all
done
that
it.
matters.
We have done it.
You bought your ring on St.
I
Thomas.
got my ring,
Yeah.
and you know, we really, well, that's a bad example. We
No,
did.
it's not.
Well, we really overspent that cruise. We remember we went on the art auction.
Oh, well, art, jewelry. Live and learn, people,
Yeah.
not all in one cruise.
Yeah, but we have beautiful art in our home now.
Kevin has a lovely
and
ring.
I have a lovely ring. Anyways, the next on our list is another huge pet peeve of mine, and I think it is a habit. I really think that this is a habit of some people.
Well, yeah.
But it's dressing inappropriately, such as in your pajamas
Right.
or wearing that bathrobe all over the ship at all hours of the day and night, or swimwear, or the slutty wear.
I know.
We all know what I'm talking about
Yeah.
with slutty wear. And if you haven't seen, did you do a Frank's
Yes,
Tales
we
from the High
did.
Seas? There's this Frank's Tales from the High Seas. I'll try to find it and link it above, and it's all about
Something
the
about
hoochie mamas that were
Crazy
amazing.
cruisers that are wearing dresses so high you could see their como se llama that you don't want to see. It's not appropriate, people. Ain't nobody want to see that crap.
Right.
And there's certain attire that you need to have on when you go to certain restaurants or you go to the shows or whatever. You can't be looking like you just rolled off the beach.
We call it chavariat. Chavariat is you're all discombobbled, right?
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it. It's
Don't
not a good,
embarrass
not a good
yourself.
look.
Wait. Don't embarrass your mama.
And just as a side note to that habit to break, I want everybody to think when they get dressed or when they pack, okay, for their cruise. I want them to think about the possibility that they may show up in someone else's vacation photos.
Whoa.
Do you want that photo of you with your hair all over the place and your pajamas? And,
Or the guy in his filthy, dirty wife beater t-shirt, or the woman with her V-neck down to her navel and her boobs hanging out, or whatever.
I'm just saying.
Do you want me
So-
taking your picture?
So, like, for Frank and I, we've made the conscious decision of never taking somebody's picture that we thought was inappropriate.
Yeah.
But I was this close to taking those hoochie mamas pictures just to embarrass them.
It
But
just was
but I
so
just
inappropriate.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go to number 10, because number 10 actually I think will lead us into a bonus 11.
Hello.
Okay. So number 10 is being loud and unruly or interfering with others' experiencing of or fighting.
Right. I mean,
Okay.
why are people arguing and fighting? I mean, we fight all
Well,
the time. But
right.
I don't think we're certainly not going to be having a knockdown, drag out, throw you off the balcony, murder scene or brawling, because we've seen things on other video sites
That's crazy.
of people being thrown off cruise ships.
I
Whole
lo-
families.
I love watching
He
those.
loves to watch this up in
And-
the morning with his coffee.
And you always think it's crazy.
I do think it's crazy.
But you watch it.
It's like a car wreck.
If
You can't take your eyes
you can't
off
take
of.
your eyes off of it. But that would be like being loud and unruly. My bonus, the number 11, was don't fight. Don't argue with your spouse or yell and scream. You can argue with them, and we do.
Oh,
But we
with
wait-
clenched teeth.
We
Stop
wait.
doing that.
We wait until we really, for our knockdown drag-outs, till we're in our cabin.
I mean, nobody wants to hear that.
You don't want to ruin other people's
Can
vacations.
you imagine you're going down the hallway and you're hearing screaming coming from a cabin, and you're thinking,
know.
"Oh my God, is someone being murdered?" And
We've heard it.
yes, we have heard
We've
it.
heard it. We've been in our balcony
Yes,
and heard
the
it.
next balcony over, and it's crazy. What could be so horrible that's happened? Because if that's what's happening on a vacation, on a cruise, I shudder to think what is happening in their homes.
So Frank and I, and everybody at Cruising with Wheels. I don't know who else that would be. Cece and Delilah.
Oh, probably.
And our Cruising with Wheels family, I guess. Encourage anybody that's watched this video, if you have any of these habits, to try and break them on your next cruise.
Break them now.
We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
That's right.
Don't forget, Frank's Cruise Chat is a Facebook group on Facebook. I'm being redundant.
I heard it's on Facebook.
I heard it's on.
And I thought it was called Cruise Chat.
Everybody's talking about it.
They're all talking about it. Yeah.
And it's growing by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, it's approaching 700 members.
If you are a cruising, it's probably over 700 by the time this video comes
Oh,
out.
my Lord.
But if you are a cruise fan or someone that is interested in cruising or have been on many cruises, we want you to come join the Facebook Cruise Chat
That's right.
group.
Share your experiences, post about them, pictures. People love to see your pictures.
And for God's sakes, if you're watching this video, please hit that subscribe button. And lately we've been getting lots of questions about that bell. Don't be a dingling and hit it. You won't regret it, because then
right.
you'll get all our latest notifications.
That's right. Whether it's a video or a live stream.
Or a posting.
That's right. Make sure you click on that bell on the YouTube channel. You won't miss out on anything.
But until next time,
Travel safe.
and cruise often.